Hey, this is Orleck. You're watching Stereolaunch. I guess what's influenced me certainly was a lot of the 60s singer-songwriters, definitely like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and Neil Young is a big influence from sort of earlier years. And then American singer-songwriters have been big, Elliott Smith, Ray LaMontagne's a big influence. Just, you know, the truth and communication as it relates to acoustic music. Those people have influenced me heavily. I think because there's an honest story behind a lot of what they're saying. There's a truth, and you can kind of feel it in their music, and that's what resonates with me as well. Yeah. Craft your art, may it shine. I think my stories, well, they're always personal, right? You know, and you're trying to connect with people who understand the things that you've been through. But I think, in essence, the stories that I tell are some of the challenges in life, and then some of the hopeful, victorious moments. It's a fairly positive message, but certainly along the way we've all had those dips, and I think it's important to talk about those too, because otherwise you don't really have any references, like a yin and a yang to the whole thing. So my songs go through that gamut, especially on the most recent album. Yeah, discovering a song is a very interesting process. I think improvisation, for me, is essential to getting something unique. And so I think I start with melodies and phrasings and just do stream of consciousness words. For me, that works best, and I tape it all because there's a phrasing in the way you hit a note that you do in the moment that you may never be able to remember or repeat again. So I record all that stuff, and then I come to the lyrics afterwards. I have written songs lyrics first, but mostly I do it that way because I feel like I'm channeling some random energy, creative force that way. You've been looking for yeah, Netflix inspiration. Yeah, that doesn't work. Maybe the documentary Finding Sugarman, but you know, like mostly you want to stay away from TV as much as possible and read and meet people out and about and talk and have fun and you know, experience life. I have a friend, Michael, who always says one of the guys in the band would be like, I gotta get home, the season finale of Lost is on. And my friend Michael would always say, your life is on. How about your life? That's on. You know, we burn so much time on TV, so I try to kind of monitor that, and because I don't think it's good for your art to be staring aimlessly at a screen. I catch a little look, and that's all it took. Well, the studio experience, okay, my feelings about that is it's certainly a learning curve. Because it's an artificial medium and live is a real medium, right? So you've got to somehow make that transition and capturing moments in time. And my first record was very much layered, and I did it with a producer and Anthony Resta. But we wrote all the pieces of the puzzle and then overdubbed them. And I enjoyed the record, and it was a great experience, but I learned when I came to Nashville and I did a live record, which is essentially what Days Will Break is. It's a live record. Those moments happened a lot quicker when it's live. I've noticed that my newer album is resonating more because of that. I don't think people know why, but I know why, you know. And each time you go into the studio, there's more that you learn. I cannot get enough. I don't know. I started reading a little bit about Nashville. And I think it's still at the front end of what's happening here. It's like Seattle in the 90s or San Francisco in the late 60s, you know. And so there's an energy here and there's a sense of community. And since we're all out there scratching and clawing to kind of make our mark, it's a much better feeling if it's not as competitive and more just supportive. Because I think now with social media and all that stuff, people are connecting and helping one another as opposed to having this sense of like, there's only one rung and I've got to get up to that rung. No, it doesn't work that way anymore. Bands help each other out, they tour together, they work together, they support each other. In this scene, also musicians really support each other. They come to shows, and that's what you need to get to the next level. So Nashville's special. So the Hate Cancer song and video was an ex-girlfriend of mine who I've been friends with over the last 10 years. And we've stayed close, and she was diagnosed with breast cancer at one point. And I kind of went through this whole thing with her, of her chemotherapy and all the difficulties. And my father is a survivor as well. And I just felt like it always frustrated me. It seems to be on the rise, and I question why, And so hate cancer is a pretty aggressive. Hate isn't a word that you typically hear in a song, but it's how I kind of felt about it. And so it's a very simple story about her kind of rising above that treatment, and she meets somebody in the chemotherapy office, and this woman is going through much tougher time than she is, even, and later in treatment, and she just had this warmth and radiated sort of this spirituality and power. And Lynn is her name, was really down, and this woman helped her get through it, and so that's what the story is about. It's a very simple story. Hear the desert rain, it calls. Wow, I don't think about that often. I do. It's an amazing feeling to play for a lot of people, certainly. So having a big show in that way would be great. Brett Dennen or Ray LaMontagne, I'd love to open for somebody like that. But I don't know. I don't know what the dream show is. I'll tell you when I hit it.